night I was like, babe, put the alarm. I have to wake up at 5 o'clock. I have to clean. I have to make sure breakfast is ready before, my father-in-law leaves for work. And I was trying to, sort everything. And what's good? What's happening? What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Black and Blending. Black to the Blending. How you guys doing? If you are new to this channel, please do consider subscribing below, turning on your notification bell so that you are notified every time we post a video. What's good, beautiful people? Thank you so much for tuning in once again. In today's video, I'll be sharing with you how is it living with in-laws, and also just giving marriage tips here and there that I have learned through my matured friends who have been married for years, more than 5 years. So yeah, if you are interested in that type of video, please do continue watching, and don't forget to subscribe, like this video, and leave a comment below. Okay, so I had somebody ask me about how is it living with your in-laws, and was it the plan, and no, it was not the plan. It was not the plan to live with my in-laws. So culturally, you almost got me. But anyway, we done fix that. Anyway, yeah. So with culture, in my culture and in my husband's culture, before you move into your own home, you have to stay with your in-laws. I don't know why you stay with them. It's almost as if they're trying to test to see, will she take care of our son? Is she? I don't know what they're trying to do, because I mean, if I have to live with you in 2 weeks, you are not gonna know me. I'll show you what you want to know. But anyway, so that was culture. So when I moved from Durban, I moved in with my in-laws house, but my husband and I had a house, and all of that. I think I've shared that story. I'm not really sure, but if I haven't, I will, gladly share that story. But anyway, so when I moved in with my in-laws, you know how, okay, so African culture, right? When you are at your in-laws house, it is your duty to clean the house, to do the cooking, and everything. So I remember a friend of mine, when I was getting married, she was like, hey, I hope his in-laws, your in-laws have a small house, not a small house, a small yard, because you have to wake up at 5 a.m. to sweep the entire yard. So when we came, I was like, oh my God, because the yard was so big, right? And I was just like, I have to wake up extra early because I have to clean the back, the sides, the front, and whatever. Anyway, so yeah, I got in. My in-laws are really great people. I don't even feel like I live with my in-laws. I literally feel like I'm living with my parents. They're just cool people. They don't mind my business. Even if my husband and I are arguing right in front of them, for them it's not their business. It's almost as if we are invisible, and that's really good. But anyway, so when I came to live with my in-laws, the one thing that my mother-in-law said to me was like, don't feel as if you're pressured to clean on time, to do this. This is your home. You do what you want to do, And my husband was like, chill, don't wake up in the morning. Because then, first night I was like, babe, put the alarm. I have to wake up at 5 o'clock. I have to clean. I have to make sure breakfast is ready before, my father-in-law leaves for work. And I was trying to, sort everything and impress the in-laws that they got this girl. And also another thing I realized is that it's not just about impressing your in-laws or showing them the type of, it's mostly about your family, It's like, if you don't do that, then it's like, oh, your mother didn't raise you right, or your family, didn't do certain things right and whatever. So you're trying to make sure that your family name is here, So I'm like, babe, put that alarm. And my husband's like, no, chill. My mother spoke to you, and it's okay. So I put that alarm. I wake up 5 in the morning, I'm washing dishes. My mother-in-law came. What are you doing? Go back to sleep. You don't have to be doing this. You understand? Just go to sleep. You wake up when everybody else is awake, and then you can clean and whatever. And it was just awkward, but I did it anyway. So for the first I think month and a half, we had a helper at the house, so I didn't do much cleaning. I did the cooking in the afternoon. Even with the cooking, my mother-in-law was like, no, relax, I'll cook. So we had like I cook today, you cook tomorrow, I cook today, you da 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 da. To my surprise, guys, who has a black father-in-law that has cooked for them? Me. I'm proud to say, one day, I don't even know where I was coming from. I can't really remember. But then I was like, okay, I was planning what I'm going to cook. And then my dad is like, nah, chill, I got you. Like, honey, I'm about to cook for you. I was like, did I hear right? Baby, daddy's going to cook. And then he's like, yeah, he does that sometimes. I'm like, he does? Well, he has a daughter-in-law now. He's not supposed to be doing that. But then he's just like, chill. Guys, personally, I've never seen a father-in-law who cooks, his daughter-in-law, and everybody else. So I was like, anyway, so living with my in-laws has been a breeze, I haven't felt as if they've intervened in my marriage. They haven't, like, it's just, I'm not gonna say it's like living with roommates, but it's just like it's for me. It feels like I'm with my mother or with my father. Like it just feels like I'm at home. I'm never been judged, never been felt uncomfortable. Clean the yard when I want. When I don't want, I don't want. When I don't want to cook, I'll tell them, guys, today we are having bread and eggs, and they're okay with that. And I'm just like, I feel like, cause getting married comes with this pressure, of trying to be the daughter-in-law. You're trying to be able to take care of your family and you break your back to make sure that people see it. But to have people that say, you know what, you don't have to do that. It's okay for us to stay in a house, that's not swept. It's fine. We'll do it tomorrow. It is okay for us to eat bread. It's okay. So for me, the whole living with in-laws thing, or monster in-law and stuff like that, guys, I don't know that. For some reason God chose me and he then really blessed your girl. Okay, so when it comes to like to marriage, right? So I have this feel so bad, but anyway, there's this lady who is my friend. She been married for like 41 years. Yes, cannot imagine how old she is. But anyway, she's been married for a long time, so she's like my rock. So because there are certain things I don't like to talk to my mother or to my family about when my husband and I are arguing or when something happens, because I don't want them to have resentments after my husband and I are, we're blooming now, we are in love, everything is great, and then my mother's like, but you did that to my daughter, and I don't like that. So I avoid all of that. So obviously, because I'm in a new place and I haven't really made a lot of friends, and friends that I'm comfortable with sharing, because for me, I don't like people in my business. You get what I mean? So I'm not the type of person who's gonna sit you down and be like, you know what, my man that did X, Y, and Z and W, I asked him for 100 rand, he gave me 1,000 rand. I don't like that. And when it comes to me talking about my relationship, I have one friend who's, I think she's younger than me, I'm not really sure. But yeah, so me and her are like really close. We have that, therapist thing. When I need to talk, she's there and whatever. But this old lady is like, I go to her, and what I like about her, she's not old fashioned, because with most African women, it's a thing of you must respect your husband is out there, yes, but it's also a thing of no, but your voice must be heard. If you're uncomfortable with something, you must tell him, you must understand. You're going to spend the rest of your life with this person, so you have to be very open. If you keep it in, and if you don't want to express yourself, at some point it's going to come out, it's going to get ugly, and you don't want that. You know what I mean? And she has this thing of, even though we try fight in a marriage, try fight for equality or go with the whole 50-50 thing, it's never going to be 50-50. Your husband will always be 52 or 51 and a half, or 50 and a half. The husband will always have that extra, and there's nothing wrong with you being okay with your husband leading the home. You understand? And it shouldn't be based on the amount of money he earns. It shouldn't be based on trivial things. It should just be based on, this is my husband, he is the head of the home and I am the neck. The head cannot turn without the neck, so they function together. You understand? So there's just so many things that I've learned, even the way that we argue, and the whole idea of being submissive, because I remember when I told a friend of mine that there's nothing wrong with being submissive, and she was like, I'm not going to be submissive to no man. Honey done bit my head off, said a whole lot of things. But when I spoke to that lady, she was like, no, it doesn't work like that. Submission is when you are capable of doing something, but you agree with what the other person is saying. You understand? Not when you're dependent on them and then they can't give you or refuse whatever is it that you want, and then you cannot be submissive, I cannot be this, I cannot be that. You understand? So that explanation was actually like an eye opener. I was like, oh wow. And that's what people fail to understand. You're not being submissive if you don't have. If I go to my husband and say, baby, please can you give me 700 rand, I want to buy a pair of tackies, and he says I don't have, and I don't get the tacky, that's not me being submissive. But me saying, babe, I have 700 rand, I want to go spend on the tacky, and my husband is like, nah, but don't spend it on the tacky, or don't buy the tacky right now. And I'm like, okay, that's me being submissive, because I can do it, but I choose to listen to my husband and not do it. You get what I mean? I hope I'm explaining it right. But anyway, another thing that lady spoke about was saying that this new generation, the reason why relationships and marriages don't last is because everybody is already in the position where I know you're going to hurt me, so let me hurt you first. So it's a thing of you're open but you're not really open, so the one leg is in the door and the other leg is out the door, because now you're trying to prevent yourself getting hurt. She was like, you know what, girl, she feels like you should just put yourself out there, and if you get hurt, you get hurt, you dust yourself up and you move on. You get hurt, you dust yourself up and you move on until you get the right person. But your priorities must not change. So if you say, this is what I'm looking for in a partner, and that person that you get, has everything you're looking for, but they have one thing that ticks you off, you must really analyze look within yourself and say, okay, can I overlook all of this for this? Am I gonna end this relationship because this person who is amazing in every other department on my little checklist, but they have this one thing? And she says, everybody has a fault. You should just choose which fault you can deal with. You understand? It's like we all yeah, it's like everybody, I'm trying to find a way to explain it, but everybody has yeah, I think a fault would be the ideal way to express it, because I mean all the score words are running away from me. But anyway, so everybody has a fault. You just have to choose which you can deal with for the rest of your life. But what you must realize is that when you sleep, like, not okay, let me take it back. Okay, so let's say when I choose the fault, you understand, and I say, okay, I can deal with this for the rest of my life. It's because 10%, like if I had a list of 10, this person takes 8, and the other 2 I can deal with. You cannot be dealing with somebody who takes 3 on your list, you understand, and 7. You have to, carry this burden of you being with this person, you understand. And also, she also explained that everybody thinks love is a feeling. Love is, I'm happy today, I'm in love. And then tomorrow, I'm sad, I'm not in love, and whatever. No, love is something you work towards every day. You choose your person and you say, this person, I'm going to give them everything I have. I'm going to do my utmost best to make sure that this person is comfortable. And you just make sure that that person is doing the exact same thing for you. Because you don't want to be in a relationship where instead of it being back and forth, it's just forth. So you're just giving, and you're not receiving anything, because that will be emotionally draining. That will be mentally, dude, it's just gonna be a lot for you. So before you go into a relationship, before you get married, before anything, just write down the list. I'm not saying look for an ideal man, because I honestly feel ideal men don't exist. It's just, this is the person, and 80% of what I want is in this person, and 20% I can deal with, with whatever 20% he gets. But so just write down a list to say, okay, so this is X and Y. These are the things I can tolerate, and these are the things I cannot tolerate. But if you meet a person who has 10 of the things you can tolerate, 10 of the things you are looking for, and one thing you cannot tolerate, surely you can overlook it and be like, I can deal with that. You understand? So I just feel like, oh, I'm looking for my dream man, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. Honey, yeah, no, dream man. I think it's just you meet your person and that person becomes your dream man. So I obviously am not my husband's, dream girl or dream woman. He most probably was not dreaming of a girl like me, with a smart ass mouth and sarcasm, rolling her eyes as if she's about to swallow them. I'm sure he was not thinking about, hey, this is my, But when I showed him, when he could tick off 9 out of his list of the things that he wants in a woman, and I was.
I'm sorry, I just